Sociopath, a memoir by Patric Gagne. Your friends would probably describe me as nice, but guess what? I can't stand your friends. I'm a liar, I'm a thief, I'm highly manipulative, I don't care what other people think. I'm capable of almost anything. Hi and welcome to the Booklab. I'm Björn and today we're going to talk about Sociopath. What do we have here? We have a memoir written by a diagnosed sociopath that also has a PhD in clinical psychiatry. Hearing about this book, of course, had me raise an eyebrow. As a student of human nature, it felt like this was something that I really have to read, and I picked it up immediately upon release. In this book, we get to follow Patric from early childhood into adulthood, and already in kindergarten, she realized there was something different with her. She noticed it from how other people reacted to her behavior, but she couldn't put a finger on what it was. Patric Gagne has spent most of her life fighting terrible urges. She felt a pressure building up inside her, a sense of unease that she couldn't escape. Luckily, she had found a cure for this feeling: to hurt other people or go on mischievous adventures. She knew that these things worked as an antidote to this feeling because she had done it before. Out of the blue, she had attacked a friend with a pencil in school, and that just got that pressure to ease, to release. Afterwards, she felt relaxed, but she promised herself not to hurt other people. It felt like it was too much. So she found other ways to ease the pressure that was building up inside of her. She stole random guys' cars. She went into the homes of people she found interesting and just walked around in their apartments. The fact that she did all of this, of course, made intimate personal relationships hard because it's not socially accepted to do it. And Patric knew it wasn't, which resulted in that she had to lie about who she really are. And this book is actually a book about finding self-acceptance and find a way to be able to live a normal life when you not work as anyone else, and how to become accepted for who you are in that journey. If you're not a sociopath yourself, which the odds are that you're not because it's a small percentage of the population that is, then you will really enjoy getting into the head of someone that works very different from you. Patric, she had really hard to connect to feelings like fear and remorse and just understand how other people see the world. And it's natural, of course. And I have to share a little personal story around this because I got reminded of something that happened when I had the COVID-19 virus, and it affected my taste buds afterwards, because things that I usually enjoyed eating, like onion and eggs, they just tasted like shit, basically. And it was a kind of a humbling experience because I have been for years complaining about my son not daring to taste any food, and he says everything tastes bad, and I've been like, come on, you should just try it can't be that bad. But when I had this change myself and I couldn't eat anything with onion, anything with eggs that actually tasted like really rotten eggs, and it was like this for several months. That really helped me build some empathy towards people who work differently, which is my son in this case. And I get a similar feeling from this one. Sociopathy is something that you look at very skeptically. You only see people like this as villains in movies, for instance, and hence getting an behind the curtain look at someone who works like this at least breeds some understanding of how that person works, and that it's not a monster. It's just a person with a brain that works very differently. And I guess the lesson here is that you can't fully know another person, and hence you should be careful before you judge other people. An interesting takeaway from this book is that even if you're an introvert or not very socially savvy, you can learn social cues, and it can help you immensely if you feel uncomfortable in social situations. Quote, "I didn't need to feel anything to react as if I did." What Patric did was that she started to mimic correct social behaviors by studying people at parties. She started to practice the mannerisms that she saw other people do in front of the mirror. And mastering these social skills and social interactions made her feel more included. People started to actually enjoy her company and feel comfortable having her around. This led to a feeling of social inclusion, and she felt more integrated. There was of course nothing authentic about the way she acted, but for her it didn't matter. Blending in this way was another way for her to hide, and feeling hidden was one of her favorite feelings in the world. Another interesting aspect of this book is how similar polarities and people that are like-minded can be attracted to each other, even if the relationship is often dysfunctional. Patric, she was drawn towards guys that enabled her more sociopathic side. And of course this was alluring to her, because that was the side that she always had to push into the shadows, hide from others, and it took a lot of energy to try to act like everyone else all the time. So when this guy, Max, who you will read about in this book, came into her life and enabled her and praised her bad side, so to speak, it was easy to get drawn into his world, even though she knew that that wouldn't be a good long-term plan or a sustainable way of living her life. And we see this in other constellations as well. So if you read, for instance, a book that I recommend that is called The Human Magnet Syndrome, The Codependent Narcissist Trap, also talks about this, how people that basically shouldn't be together, right? Here's another edition of that one. I like this one better because of the tagline. Why we love people who hurt us. Basically, emotional manipulators and codependent people are drawn together with a magnetic type of force. And it seems to be similar in the case of Patric. And if you're like-minded to me and like to read a lot of books, then like this video. It helps me reach more people, and you will also get similar content. And when I push up a new video, it will show up in your feed. So make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. So is this book worth picking up? I feel like if you enjoy memoirs such as Tara Westover's Educated, this is the Swedish edition, so don't expect to be able to read this. If you like that style of a memoir, then this might be right up your alley. One thing that I miss from this book is a very strong hero's journey narrative. How she set out on a journey against impossible odds, overcame her challenges, slew the dragon, and returned a hero. The book has some of that, but maybe not as much as to be able to spellbind any reader, and hence I won't recommend it to everyone. But if you are in a situation where you feel like maybe a person in your environment is a sociopath, or you've been dealing with people with sociopathic tendencies in prior relationships, then you can learn a lot for this. Or maybe you suspect that you yourself is a sociopath, then this is a must read, because that is Patric's goal. She wants to open up the conversation about sociopathy and make sure that these people get help, because according to her, historically, it's been really hard as a sociopath to seek help, seek information, and find something relevant that could help you in your everyday life. Because this is an order that comes with a lot of suffering, and if you want to understand how that works, then this is the book to get. This book will help you find empathy for sociopath, a subgroup of the society that often is misunderstood and vilified by default. And I want to add a disclaimer towards the end of this video, because I started to do some research before I made this review, and apparently there is this rumors going around that Patric has been lying about her credentials and other things in this book, which would be quite in line with the traditional view of a sociopath. So if you want to dig into that and see if there is any truth to it, then do it. I haven't had time to do it yet, but let me know in the comments what has been discovered and proven, and I would love to change that. I actually think it would be even more fun to read this if that was actually true, that all of this was a lie. I'm back in a bit with more book reviews. I'm currently reading The Sovereign Individual, a fantastic book about the future, about the rise of the information age and some predictions about that, but it's written 25 or more years ago, which is just fascinating. And this book is spellbinding me. It's talking about the meaning of violence in a new era. So tune back in for that one. And in the meantime, let me know what you read in the comments, and happy reading. Björn out.